So how are you going to figure out the area of just the mat, this outside piece?
Multiply 28 by 37.
Yeah, find the area of this dude and cut it out of that dude. Subtract it from that dude. Cool? So that's not too bad. So a lot of the problems are going to be sort of like this, where they give you dimensions, they give you a formula, or they tell you a situation. You got to figure out, okay, find the area, subtract it from that one, or find the area here, go from there. So a lot of these are just going to be straight up, just like Chapter 9 kind of things, just happen to have metric units now also. So what do you get there? What's 37 times 28?
1306 or 1036.
1036.
Centimeter square.
Square centimeter is 11. And then just subtract those to get the area of the mat out here.
1504.
Yeah, it's a lot of freaking math. Where are my artists out there? Any artists out there? No?
I do matting sometimes.
Okay. Oh, you do matting sometimes? Isn't that a lot of matting?
It is actually.
Yeah, okay. You guys are all like, oh, whatever. Can you finish your conversation? Okay, let's do this one because this freaks the hell out of everybody. Number 111. Read through number 111. Oh. Where'd it go? 20 meters long, 12 meters wide, 6 meters high. Now the reason that people hate this problem is because it's a multi-step problem, right? And people hate multi-step problems. It's just too bad. The reason is because you do a lot of work, you get the first part done, you're like, oh crap, there's a whole second part to do. But what do I have to figure out to be able to use the information they give me in that first sentence? So the first coat of paint
Has to cover how much
for the outside of a building requires 1 liter for every 10 square meters. So if this side, well, how big is that wall? What's the area of this wall here?
240 meters square. Wait.
Don't go too far ahead of me, yeah. Just this wall right there. What's the area of that wall?
120 meters.
Yeah, 120 square meters, right? So how many liters of paint will that require for the first coat?
Paint for each 10
It takes a liter for every 10 square meters.
1.2.
12 liters.
Careful, don't go too far.
12 liters.
Yeah, 12 liters. Right? How many 10 square meters are there in 120 square meters? 120 divided by 10 is 12. Right? And if anybody's ever painted, you know you put in a couple coats. Right? So the second coat, does this make sense? The second coat's going to take a liter for every 15 square. So if I did the second coat, and I already know this is 120 square meters for this one wall, how can I figure out how many liters it's going to take? If it, for every 15 square meters, it needs a liter.
Multiply by 0.5.
What did we do here? How did I get 12? Divided by 10, because I've got to figure out how many 10 square meters are in this, and then it takes 1 liter for each of those. Here's what's really cool. Let me show you this. I'm going to show you this a little bit early, but that's all right. The conversion factor they give me in this problem is 1 liter of paint. Let's do the first coat. 1 liter of paint for every 10 square meters. So don't I want to take these square meters and convert it into liters of paint, right? I want to convert it into liters of paint. I want to kill the square meters then, don't I? I want to kill it. I want to get it the hell out of the way. I want to make it into liters. So where would I put square meters so that it will cancel? So that means the liters goes up top. And what they tell me, how many of these for how many of those? What do they tell me?
10.
1 liter for every So what do? Divide. And all I did was I put the square meters in the right place so that it would cancel, get the hell out of the way, make room for liters. That's why it's 12 freaking liters. Now I've got the same wall, same area. Nobody complained to me about the thickness of the paint you put on, therefore the area. No, screw it, we're not going to get that precise. So 120 square meters. Now it takes 1 liter for every 15 square meters. So of course I still divide. Of course I still divide. And what's 120 divided by 15?
8 liters.
So 8 liters. Now I've just taken care of one wall. For that one wall, how many total liters of paint does it take? 20 liters. So you got the back wall, don't you? That's the same dimensions? Don't you have that back wall, it's the same dimensions? Right? So it'd just be double that then, right?
So 40 liters.
Now what 2 walls do you still have to paint?
The side.
12
The side
liters.
walls. And what's the area of the side wall?
12.
72.
Yeah, 6 times 12.
72.
72. So I'm going to let you guys finish that problem out. You do the exact same thing for the side walls. Some of you guys might realize you can actually do all freaking 4 walls, get one total area, and basically do the math we did there with the whole area at once. You don't have to do the walls one at a time.
7.2.
This is almost like a section 1-3 problem, a problem solving. Can you do the right thing with the numbers they give you? Right? It's just that you had to learn metric first to get you comfortable with these metric units.
So you divide 10 and 15 into 72 then?
Where am I at? Oh, so 72, yeah. Do the same thing you did there. For the first coat, for the second coat. Some of you guys, again, might realize that if this is 120 square meters, that back wall's 120, that's 240 so far. That's 72, another one is 72 on this side, that's 144, right? So I've got 384 total. I could just do this math with that 384 and get it all done at once. I know the total square meters that I got to cover with paint. Or you can do it a wall at a time. There's nothing wrong with that either. They both are going to end up in the same place.
What's the answer for that one?
I don't know. Oh, then you got to bring money into it.
Oh, so was it 52 liters?
So what do you guys, anybody doing? So we got 20 liters for that front wall, 20 liters for the back wall. How about for the side walls?
Oh, you gotta multiply it by 2.
So
So
let's just do, can I do both at once? 144 square meters for both the side walls, right? 72 there, 72 there. So 144 for both. I've got to cover that much area with paint.
14.5.
And for the first coat, it's 1 liter for every 10. So that's 14.4 liters, right?
9.6.
Second coat,
64.
it's 1 liter for every 15.
9.6.
Whatever the hell that is. Huh?
9.6. 9.6.
9.68. So how many total liters for the side walls?
For the side is 14.4 and 9.6.
11. And then add those together, you get 24 liters, right?
4 liters. Add
So how many liters total for the whole
64.
room? Yeah, 40 plus 24. 64 liters for the whole room, right?
$304.
And then you have to multiply by the cost, right?
Exactly. So the last step, and again, this is another reason why people hate this. If you put that as your answer, it's wrong because the question is saying how much will it cost. If it's $4.75 per liter, so you can use that same trick again. I want the liters to go away. I want it to become dollars. So for every liter, it costs
$4.75.
$4.75. Yeah. So now you just multiply. 304. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a problem that requires what I call math stamina, which is a difficult thing to have as a student. Partway through, you're like, I've done enough work for this problem. I think it should count. What's the next one? Right? I see that all the damn time. I'm like, you were doing fine. Why didn't you finish it out? I get tired of it. Just go paint the damn room, stop working it out. But I mean, what you can estimate this. You don't have to be perfect. It's better to estimate so you know how many things of paint to buy. Right? So you're not like using up too much space or having to go back and forth to take the paint back. Get an estimate of how much paint you're going to need. You can't do that if you don't know how to do this kind of math. Okay. I think that's probably the worst one. I'm pretty sure that's one I assigned. And now you've got that one in the bag. And that, I think it's the worst one in the whole thing. Real quick, here, look at number 121. Let's see if you guys can do number 121. That's the one I was talking about earlier. If I have 1 square kilometer, how many square hectometers would that be? And again, if you're more visual, you can always draw that square. How big would the sides be for this?
1.
Yeah, 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. Wouldn't that make 1 square kilometer? You could always do that if you want. You convert each side to hectometers and then multiply those. Right, it's a very direct way to do it. Here's your good old King Henry died, blah, blah, blah. He's dead. That's all you need to know.
Was it 10 hectometers?
Yeah, so this side by itself would be how many hectometers? 10. And of course the other side is 10.
So 10 times 10 is 100.
So 10 times 10, 100 square hectometers. Because hectometer times hectometer is square hectometer.
So
How you doing?
you asked for, so to have to move 2 places to the right then. Wait. No, it's only
If you
one
do it
place.
the other way, if you don't draw this picture, you can say normally I would take 1 step.
Yeah, 1.
Since it's squared, I'm going to take 2 steps. 1, 2, bam. Emerald math, bam. All right, so you guys got that. But both ways are actually the same math. It's just because the fact that every step is 10, by stepping, I can do it quicker. It's actually doing the math for me. There's 1 step, there's a 2nd step, 2 steps total. Why not just step and say twice the normal number of steps? If it was cubic kilometers, it's a big freaking volume of stuff. How many cubic hectometers would that be?
1,000.
Yeah, because visually I just add on 1 more dimension. I put 10 hectometers here, right? So it'd be 10, 10, 10, 1,000. Or I normally take 1 step, it's cubed, so take 3 times 1, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, 1,000. Of course both ways match up because every step is 10. The math is kind of contained in the steps. That's crazy. I have no idea if they actually teach that way over in almost any other country on the face of the earth that uses metric system. If they don't, they're silly. I'm just stepping around with it. Okay. Yeah. So I think, oh, one last majorly important thing before I forget. Whoa. Oh, yeah, that's right. A wide array. Oh, is that somebody else? I'm not going to make you memorize this. I think I finally have memorized it myself. I couldn't memorize it for the longest time. But if I have a